We've got Morgan, who is part of the Stonehill senior team, who is an expert on the Medicare Center. And one of the things she's going to be showing us is how you can compare plans in the marketplace. So I think this will be a very, very good meeting. I'll be watching the questions as they pop up. And with that, Morgan, are you ready to go?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, off to you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're just going to talk about Medicare Center today, and I'm going to kind of go over some of the basics for if you just have a new client this year, a new referral, and you just want to get a quote, and you just want to make sure that you can easily get them in some information. So first, if you haven't signed into Medicare Center yet, this is how you do it. So you go to integrity.com, and then this will be a little window that pops up, and you click on login. From here, you're just going to put your NPN and then your password. If you haven't signed up yet, you just go over here and you click sign up. And
we're not seeing anything, Morgan. We're seeing just for the good days ahead.
Okay, thank you. Hold on. Okay, here you go. Can you see that?
Yes, that's much better.
Okay, perfect. You'll just put in your NPN and your password. If you haven't actually set up an account, you'll click on don't have an account down here, and you'll click on sign up. And then from there, you'll just put in your information, and then once it's approved, you'll get an email, and they'll give you information on how to sign up and everything.
Have they officially made the change to Integrity Connect?
I believe so.
Okay.
They for this too, sometimes people have a little bit of issues with just getting set up, and you just have to contact either us or Integrity, and we can make sure to get you figured out. But it's usually not a very hard process to sign up. So just make sure you have that ready. Okay, we'll go back to. Okay, so when you first sign up, when you first hop in, this is what you're going to see. This is your main kind of homepage. You have your task list, so this can just give you reminders or let you know about any scopes that need to be signed or have been signed. And then this gives you kind of information on your policies. And then just gives you information on recent activity as well. In order to do the basics of just quoting real quick, if you have a client and he or she is just I just want to just know what the kind of general area of what I need or what I want. So can you help me out? So you just go over here and you click on the zip code. Put that in real quick. Go in and you get a quick quote. Here, it's going to have all of the plans that you are contracted with. If you would like it so that it's not just the plans that you are contracted with, and you're kind of curious if you should contract with other carriers that you haven't contracted with yet this year, go ahead and click on My Appointed Plans. That will make it so that all plans are showing and not just your appointed plans. So now it'll show all of the plans. But what you can do with it is you can scroll down and you can click compare, and you can compare 3 different plans at a time. And it'll give you this nice little list of comparisons that go through, and it compares each one individually to make it so that you have a very easily readable comparison. Another thing that is nice is that you can go down here and filter different plans. If they're only interested in Humana, you can click on that. If they're only interested in, a PDP plan, then you can go ahead and do that. So that's how you do it if you're just doing it real quick, kind of, you know, a fast quote. My recommendation, though, is to do a more detailed quote. It doesn't take too much longer, but it can be much more beneficial, I think. So you just go over here. If the client's already in here, you can click on the client name. If not, you just add new, and you'd put in their name. So we'll do Morgan. And you can add in all of this information. You can add in their address, and this is helpful if they're on the phone with you, so you can start adding in their information, or if they're in person. You just need to have one way of contacting them. So you need to have their first and last name, and then one way of contacting them, and then that you can save the contact. So either email or phone number. And then if you have their Medicare information, you can add that in as well. All right, now this is your contact once it's been created. So again, if you are in contacts, you go up here in this little contacts tab, you can scroll down and just click on the person's name, or you can search for them as well. And you can start adding in information to their individual profile. So what you can do is go over here to this second bubble called Health Profile, right underneath their name. And then you can start adding in providers, you can start adding in prescriptions, pharmacy, any conditions that they have. Once you start adding in these things, this will make it so that once you are going in to look for different plans, it will give you recommendations of why they think this plan is good, why you should pick a different plan, all of that. So let me show you what I mean by that. So I believe I've already added into the health profile. Yeah. So this one I already added in a couple of things to the health profile. So now what we'll do is we'll start a quote. And again, it will ask them for the zip code. If you have already put in their address, it won't ask for the zip code every time. Okay. So now we'll go down here and you can see it says 0 of 1 pharmacies covered. Okay, so it's saying that that pharmacy isn't covered and 1 of 1 prescriptions covered. And then it also tells you things that it thinks that it could help or could be helpful for additional cross-selling opportunities. And it kind of just does that for each plan, lets you know kind of the different things. If you are going through and your client goes, oh, actually, I do have this provider that I forgot to tell you about, you can add that easily by going like that and clicking on it and adding the provider. Same with pharmacy. You can change pharmacies and the prescriptions. So you can do all of this easily while you're doing the quote. I just sometimes prefer to do the quote. I think it's a little bit more beneficial to try and get the information first before doing the quote, just so that it's a little bit easier for them and for you. But yeah, then you go ahead and you just click on compare. You can compare 3 different plans. We'll just pick 3 random ones. And we can compare these. And once we're here, it shows the 3 different plans and the comparisons. And you can see all of the different things in very easily, like a very easy to read detail. So it tells you the different things between the different prescriptions, if it's covered, how much it would cost. It tells you the pharmacy. It tells you, the deductibles here, the max out of pocket. Anyway, it's really easy to compare them side by side. And that's one reason why I really, really like this, because you can go through and you can show your client exactly why you think this is the better plan for them. If you're doing this over the phone, or if they want to kind of check it out and then get back to you, you can send this to them. So you just go up here and you click share, and this will share all of this information with your client. So we are going to enter a new email. Share. Okay, so I'll show you what that looks like now. Okay, so once you go to your email, it will say, it will be a plan enroll email. And you go down here and you can click on view plan.
Morgan,
Yeah.
Bob, how soon do you think this will load 2026 plans?
That is a great question. I'm assuming it would load when AEP starts, but I don't know for sure. But I would assume so, October 15th, right?
Probably October 1st, I guess.
October 1st, I would hope.
Okay, I would assume so. I haven't double checked, but I can confirm. I would assume that that's when it would be showing. Okay, and so once you go here, once you go to your email and you click on that view plan, it brings up this little thing for you, and it says welcome. Type the code. So it sends up the client 2 emails. The other email has the code on it. So they just need to look at the code here and then go to the other one and add it in.
Morgan, are you able to see? There are a couple of questions in the chat. Are you able to see them?
Yes, I can check them out. Give me 1 sec.
Okay, all right.
Okay, the first question that I see is, Morgan, did I hear you ask them their medical conditions? Is that allowed? Also, I thought we had to ask the client, would you like me to check if your prescriptions are covered and what will be the copays? So the terminology of what you use, I'm just trying to kind of go over it very quickly. But if you're asking for medical conditions, you can just ask them to opt up that information. If they don't want to put it in there, that's totally fine too. None of this extra information is required. The information that some information can be helpful so that you can make sure that client's condition or whatever can be covered. So for instance, if you had a client who, they have like a heart condition or something, you would want to make sure that there is something in place that is going to be beneficial for them with that plan, and that there's not going to be anything hindering that. For the most part, I don't think that there would be, but that's just a kind of an example. So again, it's not necessarily like hey, I need you to give me all this information. It's more of a, hey, this is going to help me pick the best plan for you. If you would like to give me this information, great. If not, totally fine also.
Morgan, Bob again.
Yeah.
Last year, I used it quite a bit to enroll people when I was in their home. It was very easy to use, except one of the things I found out is it doesn't allow you to do the HRA. And that was, I've talked to Select Health about that, and they say they've not made that the HRA last year available. They were looking at this year, but they said it was that's really nice to be able to do that HRA. So I switched over using the link from the carrier to enroll them because it would show the HRA. Do you know anything about that at all?
I don't. Let me get my notebook out so I can make sure I don't get this information and get these questions answered. Because I don't know. I haven't heard about that. So give me one sec.
I noticed the same thing, Bob, that you couldn't do the HRAs through here. So
Yeah, which, boy, it sure would be nice if you could do that. Yeah, and one of the carriers has a sheet that you can fill out for a in-home visit that's worth $50 to the agent as well. I asked one of our broker managers about that, and he said that's something that you need to fill out and either fax in or email it in to them at their customer service to get that $50 credit. It'd be nice if you could do all of that kind of ancillary paperwork through this. And I think this will evolve as time goes on. I hope during AAP we can do the HRA as well as asking for that in-home appointment, because that's $100 on the table if you don't, you lose if you don't do that.
and all the carriers are making a big issue of really needing us to do that this year. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is something that I have heard before too, and I did ask them about, and they did mention that it's probably not going to be something that's going to be a super easy fix, because they want it to be through the carrier. One thing that you can do, I'll note just real quick, let me show you. If you want to do that, but you want to just easily compare your plans still like this, but then you do want to go to the actual Humana or United site, you can go and just click on, actually, that's not what we want to do. Sorry, hold on. You just click on the individual plan. So I'd click on this plan here. And then you go to plan details. So you'd go down to on the sidebar here, you can see all of the different things that it's offering and all the different options for you. Let's go. There we go. Okay. And down here has the plan documents. So you can get the plan documents still on here, which can be helpful if you're just wanting to do it through the company and just fax it in or however they require it. But then you can at least get the information from here first to compare the plans. So that is also an option. It was just kind of using this just for the sake of comparing and looking at the plans, all of them very easily, and then going in and doing it individually with the actual carrier.
if you do it that way, it does not preserve that in Medicare Center, does it?
No, it wouldn't.
That's
I don't think it would.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So that in that case, it wouldn't necessarily be like a platform where you could keep all of the information for your client. However, you can kind of work around that by going like this. I'll show you. So this is your main dashboard for your client. What you would do is you can go down and you can add notes. So you can be like, I put this client on this plan, whatever. And that way you just have that information in. You can text and you can call. You can do call recording from here. So that's why, and scope of appointments. So that's why it could be nice to do it through here, is that you just make sure that all of those things are saved for the 10-year allotted time that they're required. And you don't have to worry that you might miss it or lose it, or I'm not sure where that paperwork went. You can just put it all in one place.
So we can do call recording through the Medicare Center?
Yes. Yeah. It will record it and it will do it for up to 10 years. It'll save it up for 10 years like it's required. Let me see if I might have a example of one that I've done. I might, but I might not. Yeah, here we go. So once you have called, it'll let you know that you have done an outbound call. If there's an inbound call, it'll say that as well. And you can click on it and it'll let you know the duration, and it'll let you know so you can download it and you can listen to it again.
Can you show us where to go to start and initiate that call recording?
Yes. So Kirsten, you might get a call while I do this, because sometimes when you do that, it just automatically calls them. So just be aware of that.
Hey, that's all right.
So you go to connect or you go to contact, either one. But if you click on connect, you can see that you can text them, you can call them, and you can do scope, and it saves it all on their platform or on their profile. Then you can go down here, you can see past calls and download them, or you can make a call. So if I make this call, now it brings up this, and it should be calling Kirsten, and it calls my phone. So I can see on my phone right now that I'm getting a call because my phone has a call forwarding. So I'm not going to answer that really quick. Hold on.
Okay, so that probably calls you, so then you pick up your phone and then talk to Kirsten through your phone. Is that accurate?
Yes. So the way that you do
Okay.
that is, and hopefully this isn't too kind of scatterbrained a little bit, but hopefully you if you guys have any questions about it later, let me know. But what you do is you go over here to your name, your initials in the top right-hand corner, and you click on account. And then from there, you will go down to agent profile. Okay, and then in your agent profile, you'll scroll down to the bottom, and this is where it says, this is your agent phone number. So this is your call recording phone number line. So each agent gets their own call recording phone number. The phone numbers, they try to do them in the area code in which you're from. So it should be 801, or I think 435, and kind of whatever is in, if you're in Utah at least, whatever is your area code. And then you go over here and you would ask it to forward to your phone number. This is your phone number that you have it forward to. So if you don't want it to forward to this call, if you're like, actually, I would like it to forward to this other phone because I'm going out of town or whatever, you can do that easily by just editing it and changing it.
Morgan,
Yes.
can you put on the screen where you go to start this whole process of logging in and putting your NPA number and so forth?
Yes. Let me go through this just a little bit more, and then would you mind if I do it just at the end?
That would be fine. Appreciate
Perfect.
you.
Of course, of course. I'm almost done. I'm just going to do, I was hoping to do just a little bit of the kind of basics, and then I'm happy to do Q&A, and I'll go over that too. So just let me go back to this real quick. So now that we're here too, I wanted to mention that another benefit that is really nice about this site is the agent plan enroll site. So this is your own personal plan enroll site or agent website. So that's right here, and this is the link for it, and I'll show you what that looks like. So each agent again gets their own website, just the same as the phone number. They get this their own website, which has their own information. So this is what it looks like. It has your information, has your NPN, has this little, if you add in more information, it tells you all of the information that you've added in here. And it gives them your phone number, your email, and it also lets them sync. So this is something that I really like about this, is that if you want your clients to come to this, and you don't necessarily want them to, like, if you don't necessarily want to go through all of the steps, if they would prefer to be a little bit more hands-on and they kind of want to be more in control of it a little bit, this is a great option for that. You go in and you click sign in, and this is for the client. The client goes in and signs in. And signs into their profile. So they have a profile on your account that now connects to any information that you have on your Medicare Center profile. So anything that they update here will be connected. So if they update their doctor, their prescriptions, if they update their pharmacy, any of that will be updated to their Medicare Center profile, and you can see that. You don't necessarily see this view. This is the view that your client sees. But yeah, any information that they update will be added.
We need
And
to
then it
have
gives them
each
kind of-
client set up their own account within our enroll site.
If you would like to. This
Okay.
is obviously not required by any means,
Right.
but it can be
Yeah.
really beneficial. So yeah, they would have to
No, that's
go
cool.
in and create their own.
Cool, thanks.
But yeah, the nice thing too, that's really cool about this is it also gives them information about products. So if they're just like, I just kind of want to check on my own, then they can do that. And they can actually go in and they can enroll on your site without actually even like chatting with you a bunch about it. Obviously, then it'll contact the agent and then it'll go through, but it will make sure that it goes to the agent and it says, hey, this person that as your client wants to enroll in this plan. And it'll go through and walk the steps on how to sign in and how to create or how to enroll in that plan. So that's something that's kind of cool too, is if you have somebody who's very like, I just want to do it on my own, but I kind of want some structure and some help as I go, this is a great option.
If they get ahead of you, how's the scope of appointment done?
So, I was actually just thinking about that because I hadn't thought about that. I am not sure. I'm assuming that in order for them to contact you and get in all of the information of the email and the phone number, I would assume that you would just need to check to make sure to do a scope quickly, but I need to check on that because I would think.
If they enroll on their own, you don't need to scope.
Is that the case? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what it sounds like.
yeah, you only need a scope. I only need to have a scope done if I'm trying to sell you a plan. If you go into my account and enroll, I mean, I would imagine, I can't imagine why I'd have to do a scope if I'm not involved in the interaction.
You know, the only issue I see with that, Craig, is that if for some crazy reason you are audited, they might want to say, well, let's see your scope.
And I would hope that this system would show that Bill went in on his own and did it without my assistance.
Yep.
So maybe a good practice to counter that would be to record them afterwards and say, hey, I saw that you just enrolled in this plan. I just wanted to double check, see how it's going. I saw that you've did the whole process. That way you're kind of covered a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to double check on the scope because I hadn't thought about that. I kind of assumed that it would just send the agent a, thing saying, hey, I would like to be enrolled, and then it would do a scope, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So I'll get more information on it and I'll let you know.
So if a person signs up directly through Medicare.gov, there is no scope.
Okay, so it'd be similar to that then.
Yes, that's what I would think.
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense. So, all right, what was the next thing that I think is really cool is if your clients are just kind of feeling a little bit like they just don't understand it because it's just confusing and they don't know what to do and they're still really confused Medicare, and it doesn't matter how much you talk to them, they're still confused. These are some helpful videos, there's articles, there's guides, all of this information that kind of talks about different Medicare information, and they can look up specific things to see what would happen if I have a pre-existing condition or things like that. So they can kind of go in and they can do a little bit of their own research as well if they're just a little bit more of their own self-paced learner versus if you're chatting with them, it's just too much information at one time.
Let me jump in real quick again, Morgan. I would assume that if you have a client who goes to your website and they're wanting to enroll and they've got questions, they're going to make an outbound call to you, which again would be if you want to discuss specifics, it would be the same as them coming into your office. You would fill out a scope, just have that on hand, but you would make note on there that they had contacted you just to cover yourself. But I see them, if a person has any type of questions at all, they're going to outbound call to you, the agent. And that's when you'd want to make sure your phone call is recorded, or that you have also the scope in place. The scope also allows you 12 months where it gives you permission to contact them. So that's, again, I really believe that somebody has questions, they're confused, they're going to call you. And that's for sure when you'd want to make sure you've got that recorded, and also maybe get a verbal SOA from them just to cover yourself.
Yeah, that's a great point. And one thing that's nice about this profile is what if they go in here and they create this profile for it on your account, when they go to your main page, it's going to have your call recording phone number. So the call should be recorded, and well, the call will be recorded as long as you have the forwarding call or forwarding phone number is your own phone number. You'll get the call on your phone and it'll be able to be saved to their profile. So let me show you real quick again what that kind of looks like. So if they call from your website, hold on, let's see if I can get it open. There we go. If they call from your website, from that phone number, which is your call recording phone number, then you can go in here and you can see the call recording. Also, again, to note, just to make sure you remember, this is where the calls are all stored to. So if there's any issues, if you get audited, anything like that, everything should be in one spot so that you can easily show them, well, these are the calls that we had. I can send them all to you. I can show them all to you. Here's the SOA. I can show you the SOA. And here are different text messages, which you can also send to them, and you can talk about it that way. Sometimes it just gets a little confusing if you're using your own phone and you're using, other things that to kind of have everything all mixed up. So this can be a helpful place to just be like, all of the information is in here just in case I need it. So I think that's pretty much all I was going to touch on. So let me just go back to the question that Cecil had. Yes.
Good morning. This is Sharu. So if you go to the connect, the client, the connect, and then you can call just from your computer, right?
Yes. So it will. It should forward to your phone though.
And then we just pick up our own phone and then talk to the client. That's right. We don't just talk by computer.
Exactly. So yeah, like exactly like you were saying. So you go to their name and you click on connect. Once you go over to call, you can either do it from here or you can do it through contact. Either one works. Okay. And click make a call. Mm-hmm. Once you click that button, make a call, it will start ringing on your side and it will start calling that client. So it'll call your phone, you'll answer, that's the forwarded call, and then it will call the client.
Okay, so we have to pick up our phone first, and then the client can receive the call. Okay, got it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And you mentioned about the we can send a link, put like a client's information in. So how can the client sign that link?
Find the link to put in their own information.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go over to your account, if you go over to your initials in the top right-hand corner,
okay.
Go to account. And then on the second bubble in called agent profile.
Yeah.
You'll scroll down and this is your agent website. This is your specific URL that each agent gets. And so you can just copy that. You can put that on, business cards, or you can, I don't know, however it is that you're wanting to get out the information, but this is the link that they would need in order to go directly to your website.
Okay, we just send this link, copy link, send to them.
Yes. Yeah. So you could, and if you're already in contact with them, or if you have their phone number or their email, it's an easy way to just put this at the bottom to just copy the link. If you have an email, I'm going to forget what that's called. like a permanent message at the bottom of your email. You can just
It's the email
have this link
signature.
there. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, the
Mm.
email signature, you can add
Uh-huh.
this to it. So all you have to do is click on it and then they can go to your
Okay.
site.
Got it. Okay, thank you very much. This is
Mhm.
so helpful. So the Medicare Center, do we have to pay the fees?
No, there is no fee to, as long as, so since you are contracted with Stonehill, like there are no fees to use the Medicare Center.
Okay, got it. Thank you very much.
Back.
And that's one thing to note too. I just want to mention, sorry, real quick, and then I'll get to your question. If you are not contracted through us, it may not show up. So if you are contracted directly through the carrier, that carrier may not show up. So it just depends. You'll want to make sure that you know which carriers you're contracted through directly or through us or through whoever. So that's just so you know. And you can do that. You can look at that by going to your account and going to selling permissions, and it'll tell you which ones that you are contracted with through us. And if there are any that you don't see that you know you're contracted through us, let us know and we can fix that too. Okay, sorry, what was your question?
This is Cecil. I just wanted to follow up on where I go to log in. Where do I go to log in to find out all of this information?
Okay, perfect. Let's go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to log out and I'll start just from very beginning so you can see. Let's go.
Can I enlarge the screen? It's just a little thing. It's hard to read.
Let's see. Yeah, you should be able to. So on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, it should say enter full screen. Should be like an arrow that's going diagonal.
Okay.
That should let you make it bigger.
I'm trying to find it. I can't see it.
Are you on your phone or your computer?
I'm on my computer.
Okay. Yeah, if you take your mouse and kind of go over the bottom of the presentation page, that's where it will be, if that makes sense.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so from here, so it's just integrity.com. You will just go into this top.
Say that again, real slow.
Integrity.com. Let me put it also in the chat.
Let me write that down before you pro. Integrity.com, and that's where you can put your NPA number in and everything and get started.
Yes, exactly. So from here, what you do is you go over to the top right-hand corner and you click on login.
Okay.
And if you already have a login and a password or your NPN and password, then you can just add that in there. If not, you just click down here, it says don't have an account, and you click on sign up.
Okay.
Okay, and then from here, you go to register your account. So you put in your national producer number, your first name, your last name, email, phone number, and then you'd create a password. Then you'd click submit.
Yep, this is what I wanted to see. Thank you, Morgan, very much.
Yeah, no problem. And then from there, anytime you go in, all you have to do is put in your national producer number, your password, click continue, and it'll take you right into your site.
Okay. Now the question Bob had, how soon will all of these here comparisons be put up there?
I'm thinking that it would be right at the beginning of AEP, but I am not sure. So I'll have to double check. I'm just assuming at this point that that's when it would be.
So typically when you go into here, Cecil, if you go in to enroll someone, it will ask you for the plan year. And I haven't played with it to see what it says if you click on 2026. It probably doesn't have anything in there yet.
It doesn't.
But I would assume this is probably a very bad assumption. I would assume that it would for sure be in there October 1 and maybe just a little bit before.
Yeah,
But you really aren't even supposed to be talking to people about specifics about plans until October 1. So maybe that's the default. It won't load up until October 1. I just don't know. But you will see that Morgan clicked on October 2025. That's where the drop down would come up, and it would say January 2026.
right.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, one of the reasons that will still show October 25 and November is if you had a T65 that you needed to enroll for, say, a November 1st date for the last 2 months, you would be able to click on November 2025, and it would show you the plans that you could enroll a T65 on.
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay. Now, Morgan, is there a way, there are so many changes with Medicare this year. If an agent wanted to do a mailing to all his clients, is there a way to download a spreadsheet that has his clients and their addresses on it?
There is a way to export. So let me check. I believe there's a way to there's a way to import. So I would assume that there would be a way to export, but I am not sure. Let me see.
Oh, go back down. Go back down. I saw something. Download template. Okay, never mind.
So this would be if you were to add in bulk. So if you haven't put any of your clients in here and you want to start doing it, but you don't want to have it be this extremely long, arduous process, this is a helpful template to start. And you just make sure that you have all of your contacts in that template, and then you can add it over. But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't actually think that there is a way, at least that I know of, that I've seen. I'd have to double check, because I would think that there would be, but I'm going to have to look into it and make sure that there isn't.
It would be nice to have a spreadsheet with all their names and addresses. So even if you had to longhand or send something cut and paste, you could do a mailing either to their email address or, snail mail to everyone would be very nice if you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to interrupt. How did you get to that link to add stuff on a template?
Oh, you just go to import. So you'd go, so I'll start from the very beginning. So if this is where you start out, this is your home page, go up here to contacts. It's the second tab over, the very top. And then right here at the top right, it says import and add new. You would click on import. And I believe.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I was asleep at that point. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Do you know if we import a spreadsheet that way, is there a way to delete duplicates, or will it automatically put in all of the duplicates?
It will flag duplicates. It'll let you know. It'll say, hey, this contact might be a duplicate. And you can click on that. Because that's actually happened since I've made this a test account. There are duplicate my own emails and my own phone numbers, and so it'll say, hey, I think this is a duplicate. So yeah, it will let you know. It'll flag it. That also happens too if you have a contact who goes onto your plan enroll site and they have put in their information, but you've already put in some information here. You just spelled their name differently, or you used their legal name and they used their common name, whatever. It might show up as two different people, but if their phone number and their email are similar, or if their phone number is the same or their email is the same, it should flag it and let you know, hey, this might be the same contact. So that is something to note too, that if you have a client who is going into their plan enroll, to your plan enroll website, that it might not completely sync if they're just using a different name than you use, like their legal name or their common name. So, but it's easy to sync it up.
Cool, thank you. Can you explain what the campaign and Ask Integrity right there on your screen are?
Yes. So this, you mean Ask Integrity here?
Well, actually, up on the, you've got just above the names. You've got name, stage, reminders, campaigns, Ask Integrity, Life, Health, Connect.
Okay, so campaign will be for, I believe that's for marketing, the marketing. Yeah, so it'll tell you where the lead was from. So this one's saying that the lead is from the URL, and you can see. Let's see, hold on. Over in marketing though, because this is where you can do campaigns. So I haven't touched on this. I'll touch on it a little, and we can go into it more if you want. But this is how you kind of bulk send information to your clients, or to, you know, basically, yeah, just to your clients or people that you're interested in. So this is where you start it, and you go to new campaign, and you can type in the campaign name. And it asks you what you want to send. You can send an email, or you can send a text message. And then it asks what you want to send your clients. So you want to send your clients that, hey, I have a new website that I want you to create an account on, or, you know, thanks for enrolling in this life policy, or, you know, anything like that. You can send these in bulk. So if you had, you know, even if you had 5 or 10 clients and you didn't want to send them all individually text messages, you can do it this way. You can say, hey, text or call me, and you can send it to all your contacts, or you can filter the contacts that you want to send it to. And that is where the campaign will come in. It'll tell you which campaign this was from. So if you have, so this one's called test. So it'd be like test contact, like you told the clients to contact you. Or if you had one that was I would like you to sign an SOA, and you had like 5 different clients that you were asking that to do that, or something like that, it will tell you which campaign it was.
Morgan, click on that advanced mode so we can see what that does. An email. Doesn't do much, does it?
I don't think so. Let's see. Not that I can see.
Yeah. I'm just thinking there's got to be a way you can export a contact list. There's got to be.
Contact when. Oh, okay. This is an automatic thing. So advanced mode is an automatic. So if they're in a certain stage, then they would send them a message to have them call you. So, or if they went on to, for instance, if they just created a membership on your plan enroll site, it'll send them a message to have them call you. So that's kind of helpful.
So there you could go in and pre-program. You want messages to go out the middle of February, in the middle of April, in the middle of July, or whatever. You could do that there, I would assume.
I'm not sure exactly on like timing, but I know for sure you can do it by like carrier, or by product type, or by status.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly like if you could do it per month.
I didn't know this was here. This is cool.
Yeah. So I didn't actually realize that was here either. So, but yeah, let's see. Contacts filtered by. I would be very surprised too, Bob, if there wasn't a way to do that. I'm assuming that there is. I probably just don't know what it is yet. So once we're done with this call too, I can go ahead and I'll try and get all of the answers for everything, and then I'll send y'all an email and make sure you all have the information on how to get that, or any of the questions that I wasn't able to answer. Okay, so we'll just click one just so that we have like. That's right. Okay, and then we'll go to preview campaign, and then once you do that, it'll give you the opportunity to change things. So you can be like, I don't actually want you to say this. I don't like that. Don't say that. Or, you know, different things like that. And then it'll give you different information here on how to, or on what it would look like, so that you can see exactly what the client is going to see from you. And then you just go ahead and send campaign.
That's really awesome. That's really cool. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
And again, that's the campaign part. So right here, that's where it'll show you. So you're like, what campaign did I send them? And, you know, then it'll say, oh, it's the, you know, this is a lead from your URL or something like that. It'll let you know what the contact or what the campaign is that you contacted them with.
Do we know what Ask Integrity means?
I am not sure why the Ask Integrity would be here. You can, the thing what you can do with Ask Integrity, which is nice, is you can go in and you can say, hey, give me a summary for this client. And you want to search a specific contact. I'm assuming that if you did that, it saves it.
Hey, Megan, I have a question for the recording. If say the client call in my business phone, not the phone they assigned to us. If that's the case, how we recording it, or we cannot recording?
You wouldn't be able to record it through this line. If so let me make sure I understood your question. So if they call into your business phone and not to your call recording phone number,
Right.
yeah. So it wouldn't be able to be recorded unless they call in through that phone number or you call out through this phone number. You can have your phone number be forwarded. So let me just show real quick. If you are doing your call recording, if you're doing your forwarding call, you can forward it to your phone number. If they call in and they call into this phone number and not this phone number, it's not necessarily going to be recorded. That's something that you would need to just make sure that you record either, you know, through a different device or different program or whatever. But if you want it to be forwarded or call recorded through this line, you would just need to make sure they call this one right here.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me jump in here real quick, Morgan. Again, this is Bob. There is a Regents Commission's changing webinar coming up in just a few minutes. I think probably several agents will want to be on that. So we need to kind of wrap it up quickly.
Okay. Let me just, I think I've discovered what the Ask Integrity is for you. So, so basically if you do Ask Integrity and you do a call recording, you can go over to Kirsten and you say, hey, they say, what can I do for you? It will take a summary of the call that you made with that client. So let's find the contact. Okay, I'm just going to test it. And it'll ask you which one you would like a summary on, and well, it's not working for this one, but normally that's what it would be.
Cool.
But yeah, so that's how you can see that, and it would show up on their account too, in the activities, and I believe it would also save it in the phone number connect section. So, okay, let me just go through the chat, make sure there's not any questions that I missed that I didn't answer. I think I only got to like one. So if you have any questions, feel free to shout them out. Okay, I don't think that there isn't any that I didn't answer.
Bob, Sherry Giles asked here, she said she thought the HRA was going to be discontinued this year. Do you?
No,
Sounds
that's I've talked with a couple of carriers and they're going to put heavy emphasis on the HRA because that gives them more money from the feds.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay, good to know.
They're hot to do that this year.
Select Hill
Great, thank
has
you.
the money in HRA and has basic.
Okay, let me see. Okay, is there any other questions? Thank you, Spence.
This is great, Morgan. Appreciate your help. Thank you. This is really helpful.
Okay,
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
Thank
and like
you.
Rob was saying, there's that other call. So if you want to hop on that, that'd be a good option for you guys.
Thank you, everyone, for attending. And this will be recorded, and we'll get a note out to you as to how you can access this recording. All right. Thanks, everyone. And hopefully you have a good rest of your day. Thanks.